All right, we're diving into a text that tries to do something, well, something pretty much impossible. Describe the infinite. And how does it do it? With 1,000 different names for the Divine Mother. It's absolutely fascinating stuff.
Seriously, just pause for a second. How would you even begin to describe something that has no start, no end? Something that is literally everything? I mean, it's a question that philosophers and thinkers have wrestled with for, forever.
And that's where this ancient text comes in. It's called the Lalita Sahasranamam, which is a mouthful, I know, but it basically means the 1,000 names of Lalita. And Lalita is this playful, beautiful aspect of what's called the Divine Mother. This text is one of the most incredible attempts to answer that big cosmic question.
So you're probably wondering, how can one name, or even 1,000 names, capture the infinite? And that's exactly what we're going to get into. This isn't just some long shopping list of names. Think of each one more like a doorway, a portal into a much, much bigger reality. Okay, so what is the Lalita Sahasranamam really? Well, at its heart, it's this beautiful hymn to the creative power of the universe. Some traditions call it Shakti, or the Divine Mother. And this text gives her 1,000 names, 1,000 qualities. And get this, each name is like its own little meditation, a unique way of looking at the whole cosmic picture.
With a text this old, it can feel kind of distant, right? Like something locked away in a museum. But the version we're looking at today has been brought into the modern world. So let's meet the person who helped interpret it for our time.
So the commentary we're drawing from comes from a man named Master K.P. Kumar. He's a modern-day teacher, and his whole mission, his life's work really, is to take this deep, ancient wisdom, which can be pretty dense, let's be honest, and make it super clear and practical for people just living their lives today. And what's so cool is his philosophy about all this. He says, no one is truly an author, only a compiler. Knowledge belongs to all. Think about that for a second. He doesn't see himself as creating anything new or owning this wisdom. He's just organizing it, making it available. In our world of intellectual property and ownership, that is a radically different and honestly a really humble way of looking at things. Okay, so with that background, let's really dive in. We're getting to the good stuff now, the names themselves. Obviously, we can't go through all 1,000, but you'll get a sense of just how amazing they are. Some of them describe her cosmic form, others her actions, and some, like the two we're about to look at, are these incredibly deep philosophical ideas packed into just a few words. All right, first up, we're actually starting with name number 3, Srimat Simhasaneshwari. It sounds pretty grand, right? And trust me, the meaning behind it is every bit as powerful. So literally, it translates to she who sits on the throne of a lion. And right away, your mind probably goes to this image of power, of royalty, of courage. But in this text, nothing is just what it seems on the surface. Every image is a symbol for something much deeper. And this is where it gets really interesting. This is how a kind of mythic image turns into a roadmap for your own mind. So the lion, that's not just a big cat. It represents Dharma, the cosmic law, the right way of things, universal harmony. And the throne, that's your heart, our own hearts. So what does the name mean then? It means that this divine quality is enthroned inside of us when we manage to tame our own wild, animalistic nature, our impulses, our chaos. It's a whole journey of inner transformation, all packed into one name.
Okay, let's look at another one, and you'll see how these ideas build on each other. This is the very next one, name number 4, and it takes us from the personal, the human heart, and just explodes out into the creation of the entire cosmos.
Wow, Chi Tagnikunda Sambhuta. This is such a beautiful one. It translates to she who is born from the fire pit of pure consciousness. I mean, it's just pure poetry, isn't it? And unbelievably, it contains an entire creation story right there in those words. So, a fire pit of pure consciousness. What does that even mean? Well, this name isn't just a pretty description. It's actually a step-by-step guide to how everything, and I mean everything, came to be. Let's walk through this cosmic story together. First, imagine there's just nothing. The unmanifest, a state of pure potential, kind of like a deep, dreamless sleep. Then, step 2, the very first flicker of an idea, the first will to create. That forms the kunda, the fire pit. From that pit, a spark emerges. This is Agni, the fire of consciousness itself, the light that makes everything knowable. And from that one single fire, boom, the entire manifest universe is born. All the worlds, the galaxies, you, me, everything. So this name is saying the Divine Mother is that original spark that lit up all of existence. And this image of the lotus just captures that idea so perfectly, right? From a single tiny point, this intricate, beautiful universe unfolds, just like a flower. It's an incredible visual for that whole process. Okay, so just think about what we've seen. One name is a map to mastering your inner world. The very next name is a story about the birth of the entire universe. It's incredible, right? So let's zoom out for a second and think about what this means for the text as a whole. You know, a really good way to think about it is like this. Imagine ultimate reality is this huge, immense mountain. You can't possibly capture it in one picture, right? It's just too big. But you could take 1,000 pictures from 1,000 different spots. One from the valley at sunrise, one from a helicopter in the snow, one zoomed in or a tiny flower growing on its side. Every single one of those photos is true, but none of them is the whole mountain. The 1,000 names are exactly like that. Each one is a true snapshot of the same boundless reality. And that brings us to a really crucial point. It's so important not to see this as just a list. A list is static. It just describes stuff. This is a map. And what do you do with a map? You use it to go somewhere. It's a tool for a journey. This text isn't just meant to be read and admired. It's a map of consciousness itself. It's a practical guide for navigating your own inner world and ultimately transforming your own awareness. And that kind of leaves us with this one final, really big thought. We've seen how these ancient words are packed with so much meaning, psychological, cosmic, spiritual. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What if every single word we use every day holds its own universe of meaning, just waiting for us to unlock it?